Let's talk first about what their view is of North Carolina. It's the traditional right track, wrong track question.
Right. Numbers on that were not good for the incumbent Republican General Assembly, or you could say not good for the incumbent Democratic Governor Roy Cooper, in that 49% of the respondents of the unaffiliated said that they thought the state was on the wrong track. 37% said it was going in the right direction, and 14% either wouldn't say or weren't sure about that. So that's not a good number for the people who are currently in power.
Yeah, and so that really is more about the incumbents, and we have Republicans and a Democratic governor, so that, I suppose, is open to interpretation as to who or why people are not feeling good about things.
Yeah, and it's also relatively close still, even so, because the margin of error is around 4.5 points, and so you could conceivably see where the number could be very, very close if the margin went one way, or far apart if it went in the other way.
We do get, I think, a little bit more of an indication of where this group of voters is placing either their confidence or their lack of confidence. If you look at the questions about who would you vote for today, for example, the poll asks, if the election for the state legislature were held today, who would you vote for, Republican, Democrat, or someone else?
Right, and the unaffiliateds, the Republicans are basically 7 points underwater on this. It was 27% that they would vote Republican, 34% Democratic, 9% for one of the minority parties, and then 29% undecided. If you think that, actually that does seem to make some sense if you think about it, because the way that unaffiliated voters have played out in statewide races over the years is that about 5 to 10% of the electorate really is undecided, really doesn't align with one party or another, or one candidate or another, until the very end. And if unaffiliateds are roughly 30% of the voters, and roughly 30% of them aren't decided, then that means about 10% of the voters don't know where they're going to go. And so, that really doesn't seem to be surprising at all. The fact that unaffiliateds are going more heavily for Democrats than Republicans should be concerning to Republicans, because Democrats have the plurality. They've got an advantage in registration anyway. And if they've got an advantage of high single digits among unaffiliated voters, then Republicans have got some worries.